Welcome to BTS Lover, the place where even the smallest details about our beloved idols are slowly revealed quietly, yet full of meaning. Today, we bring you a story rarely captured by cameras, but one that is always present in every step Jimin takes. Unseen but unbreakable, Lee Jusang, Jimin's living fortress. Who is the figure standing behind Jimin's calm presence amid endless spotlights and unseen risks? Why does Jimin trust the safety of one of its most precious artists to this single name? There are silent moments, lightning-fast movements almost no one notices, and a security system that works without a sound. Tonight, we won't reveal all the answers right away, because the deeper this story unfolds, the clearer it becomes. There is a powerful force that chooses to remain in the shadows for one reason only: to keep Jimin safe, no matter the cost. The story of Lee Jusang does not begin with flashing cameras or headlines. It begins in silence, in the kind of silence most people never notice: the quiet gap between a crowd scream and the moment an idol steps into a vehicle, the half-second pause before a door opens, the subtle shift of a bodyguard's gaze scanning a space long before danger even thinks of appearing. For Jimin, that silence has a name, and that name is Lee Jusang. To fans, Jimin is light. He is grace, warmth, and emotion poured into every movement. On stage, his presence feels almost fragile, like something precious that must be protected at all costs. Off stage, however, the world is not as gentle as the music that surrounds him. Airports become battlegrounds, schedules become predictable patterns, and every appearance carries invisible risks. That is where Lee Jusang exists, not in the spotlight, but in the narrow space between safety and chaos. Many fans have seen him without truly seeing him: a tall silhouette just behind Jimin's shoulder, a steady hand guiding him through a tight crowd, a calm face that never changes, even when the environment around him feels volatile. Lee Jusang does not announce himself. He does not seek recognition. Yet among those who understand security, his reputation is unmistakable. He is known not just as a bodyguard, but as a strategist, a tactician, a man whose instincts operate seconds ahead of reality. HYBE does not place its trust lightly. When a company is responsible for artists, whose names move economies and emotions alike, security becomes more than protection, it becomes preservation. And when HYBE chose Lee Jusang to oversee Jimin's safety, it was not a coincidence. It was a decision rooted in experience, trust, and a record few can match. Insiders describe Lee Jusang as someone who reads spaces the way musicians read notes. Before Jimin enters a room, Lee Jusang has already mapped the exits, identified the blind spots, calculated the crowd's energy, and anticipated how it might shift. He is never reactive. He is always prepared. That is why fans often joke, half in awe and half in disbelief, that not even a fly could get close to Jimin if Lee Jusang is present. But behind that joke lies an unspoken truth. In recent years, the boundaries between idol and audience have blurred. Passion sometimes turns into obsession. Love, when left unchecked, can transform into danger. For someone like Jimin, whose emotional openness draws people in so deeply, the risk is multiplied. Every smile, every gesture, every glance can be misinterpreted by someone watching too closely. And Lee Jusang understands this reality better than anyone. There have been moments fans remember vividly. Footage from crowded airports where Jimin appears calm, almost serene, while chaos swirls around him. Clips where Lee Jusang's arm moves before anyone else reacts, creating a barrier that seems almost invisible yet unbreakable. Instances where his eyes lock onto a single point in the crowd, long before security alerts are raised. These moments pass quickly, often unnoticed by casual viewers, but to those who pay attention, they tell a story of constant vigilance. What makes Lee Jusang legendary is not brute force, it is restraint. He does not escalate situations unless absolutely necessary. He does not draw attention. His strength lies in prevention, in ensuring that danger never becomes visible enough to turn into a headline. In the world of security, the greatest success is silence, and Lee Jusang's record is filled with silence, the kind that means nothing went wrong. Those close to the situation say that Lee Jusang also leads a hand-picked team of elite bodyguards, each trained not just in physical defense, but in psychological awareness. They move as a unit, communicating through brief glances, subtle hand movements, and positioning that appears effortless to outsiders. When Jimin moves, the team moves with him, not surrounding him aggressively, but forming a living shield that adapts to every environment. Yet even with such a formidable presence, Lee Jusang never overshadows the artist he protects. He remains one step behind, one breath away, allowing Jimin to shine freely while knowing that safety is never compromised. This balance between protection and freedom is what separates ordinary bodyguards from extraordinary ones. There is also a quieter side to this story, one rarely discussed: trust. Protection at this level requires more than skill, it requires understanding. Lee Jusang knows Jimin's rhythms, his habits, the moments when he needs space and the moments when he needs guidance. He knows when to step closer and when to fade further into the background. This kind of synchronization cannot be taught overnight. It is built through time, consistency, and mutual respect. Fans often notice how Jimin walks with confidence even in overwhelming situations, how his smile doesn't waver, how his posture remains relaxed despite the pressure. Many attribute this to his professionalism, but some believe there is something else at play: the quiet assurance that someone unwavering is always there, watching every angle, ready to act before danger even registers. In online communities, Lee Jusang has become a figure of fascination. Clips are slowed down, screenshots analyzed, moments replayed. Fans exchange theories about his background, his training, the missions he might have handled before stepping into HYBE's orbit. While much remains unconfirmed, one thing is consistent across all discussions: respect. Respect for a man who chooses invisibility so that another can shine. As the entertainment industry grows louder and more unpredictable, figures like Lee Jusang become increasingly essential. They are the unseen pillars holding up the fragile balance between fame and safety. And while Jimin continues to touch hearts around the world with his artistry, the presence of Lee Jusang becomes even more significant when the environment changes, when controlled venues give way to unpredictable public spaces, airports, hotel lobbies, underground parking areas, rehearsal entrances late at night. These are not just locations on a schedule, they are variables, and Lee Jusang treats every variable as a potential equation that must be solved before it turns into a problem. There are accounts from staff who quietly acknowledge that Lee Jusang often arrives earlier than required, walking the route Jimin will later take, observing how people gather, how security barriers hold, how sound carries, how movement flows. He memorizes faces that linger too long, body language that doesn't match the crowd's rhythm. By the time Jimin appears, the space has already been read, measured, and secured. What fans see as smooth coordination is actually the final stage of a process that began long before the cameras turned on. What makes this vigilance remarkable is how invisible it remains. Jimin is never made to feel confined. He laughs, bows, waves, interacts fully present in the moment. Lee Jusang understands that protection should never feel like a cage. His role is not to isolate Jimin from the world, but to filter the world so that only safety reaches him. This philosophy is what has earned him unwavering trust within HYBE and quiet admiration from professionals who recognize how difficult such balance truly is. There have been moments when the crowd surged unexpectedly, when excitement crossed into chaos within seconds. In those moments, Lee Jusang's movements are precise and immediate. No shouting, no panic, just a shift in position, a firm extension of space, a signal to his team that instantly alters their formation. To an untrained eye, it looks effortless. To those who understand security, it is the mark of years of experience compressed into a split-second decision. Fans often speak about how Jimin's eyes remain soft even in overwhelming situations. That softness is not ignorance of danger, it is confidence. Confidence built on knowing that someone is watching every angle so he doesn't have to, and that psychological safety matters just as much as physical protection. An artist cannot give his best if he is constantly bracing for harm. Lee Jusang ensures that Jimin never has to. Over time, Lee Jusang has become more than a shield. He is a constant. In an industry defined by rapid change concepts, schedules, locations, expectations, constancy is rare. Yet there he is, always in position, always alert, always calm. The world around Jimin may shift, but the presence behind him does not. Perhaps that is why fans describe him as a living fortress, not because he is immovable, but because he adapts without breaking. He absorbs pressure, redirects risk, and dissolves threats before they can be named. He exists in motion, yet remains unshaken.